Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another amazing episode of storytelling on this channel. So, on today's session, I have my friend Dayo, who most times calls himself Scars because of the accident that almost took his life. But guess what? That accident changed everything about his mindset to God and Thanksgiving. So, stay tuned and go nowhere, guys. It's going to be a very, very inspiring story.
It happened on Christmas Day, 25th of January, 25th of December 22. I decided to travel back home with my family members for Christmas. Let's just go back home. Let's just go and enjoy Christmas with the family. My sister, her kids, me. It was something that we do this a lot. We go back home for Christmas, we travel to Abuja, we travel from Kaduna to Abuja. It was a normal journey. So we decided to go on that journey. And close to Kaduna, we had almost gotten to Kaduna. The only thing I remember is, I remember we're close to Kaduna, and then I don't know what happened with him. Which was so shocking because the next thing I woke up in the hospital and I was shocked. Why was I in the hospital? What happened? My sister, where is she? The kids, where is she? Where are they? Why am I here? I was pissed that this is not where I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So why am I here? And then the nurses stay explaining I was in an accident. Okay, so we are my sisters, and they said, okay, I should not worry that. Let them treat me first. Okay, I was very annoyed because I've always hated hospitals. Always hated hospitals. So I met my family members, some that were there, and then they let me know that yes, I was in an accident, but I shouldn't worry. I was still very concerned about my sister and her kids. So they let me know that okay, that they've gone to Lagos. They've gone to Lagos with their kids. They've gone to Lagos, and I should just focus on getting better.
Yeah.
So after that, I think I passed out again for like 2 days before I came back. They gave me some surgeries, did a lot of facial reconstruction. Anyhow, they tried what they could do.
Yeah.
And after a while, I came back up. At least I could see, I could move, I could look around. And that was when I discovered that I was the only survivor in that car.
How many were you in the vehicle? How many persons were in that vehicle going to Kaduna?
Plus the driver, we were 5. No, we were 6.
6.
Plus the driver, yes. We were
So
6.
you were traveling with your sister and her kids.
Her kids. 2 kids. Another passenger in front and the driver. I was the only one that survived. So thinking about it, I know some people were telling me that I should be grateful to God that I survived, but I had another mindset. Like, those kids were so innocent. I had that mindset that why didn't God save those kids? Why did He save me? So it brought a lot of thoughts, conflicting thoughts into my mind. Why? And that brought out this thought of suicide. That I'm not worth it. Because I knew I wasn't worth it. So I just wanted to end it all. That
Because you could not understand why God will save only you.
Exactly. Why? I was a bad boy, I know. So why did He save me? Why did He keep me? But with time, people just always came and they were letting me know that God had a reason. It was very painful and annoying when they started, but with time I started reasoning that okay, there may actually be a reason. Because a lot of times when I go back to the hospital, the doctors were always saying that they still find me surviving as a mystery to them.
Yeah.
That they are very, very surprised because from what they said, I was vomiting blood and I vomited like 2 liters of blood. I was coughing up and all the nurses thought I had gone.
I remember you told me that the moment they rushed you to the hospital, it was much later other persons were telling you about it, but then you had given me this gist before coming to the camera. You said that when they took you to the hospital, the doctors and the nurses said that there's no doctor on ground, so they cannot attend to you.
Definitely.
That if you survived up to the next.
Exactly. That was it. And it was during that period where they gave me the night to survive that. If I can survive that night, that's when the doctors will come over.
So they took you to the hospital,
exactly.
But there was no doctor on ground to treat you.
I was rejected in different hospitals. They took me to the first hospital, I was rejected. Second hospital, I was rejected. It was the third hospital, I think Rafa Hospital in Kaduna.
Yeah.
That was where they gave me that talk that okay, if I can survive for the night, yes, then the doctors will come. And that's when I started vomiting blood. So surviving that, I couldn't remember all this.
Yeah.
It was my brothers and people that were around that told me. I just have very, like, it's just like a dream to me. But with all this, it was annoying to me, I won't lie to you. That's just the word I will use. It was annoying that why did I even survive? And my sister and her kids didn't survive. I didn't feel worth it at all. But it brought about another mindset because I stay healing and I stay understanding that God had a reason.
Okay, before we get to the part where you started to understand healing, how would you say that you dealt with the hurt of losing your sister and her kids in one day? That whole process.
I think in the long run, I just wanted to die. That was all I was saying. I didn't feel, as I said, I didn't feel I was worth it. Seriously, I did not feel I needed to survive. For them to have died and for me to still be here, I felt there was injustice. Seriously. And I shared this thing with my brother and he told me, no, I shouldn't talk, I shouldn't speak like that. That there is a reason why it happened. That he knows that truly, yes, they were innocent and everything, but for me to have survived, there is definitely a reason.
Did you have nightmares after that?
Always. I couldn't, when I got back home, when I was in the hospital, I stayed in the hospital for like a month and a few weeks. When I got back home, sleeping, even getting to the house, because this was the house all of us were supposed to come to and spend Christmas. It's just changed my mindset with that house. I hated my house. Because this house was supposed to be a place where we'll come and enjoy. And then I came here, I couldn't see my sister, I couldn't see her family. Everybody were coming to come and give us condolence messages and it was annoying. So it wasn't easy for me. But after a while, I think I started realizing that no matter how angry I get, no matter what I do, what has happened has happened. I have to move forward. And it gave me a new mindset that truly, for me to have survived all these things which I couldn't do on my own. I know I didn't do anything, but I survived that. Truly, maybe there's a God. Because I wouldn't lie to you. I'm an orphan. Lost my dad at a very young age. Lost my mom to cancer. So I was already thinking, okay, if God is really God, like why are these bad things happening? So my faith was already shaking, but with this thing happening, it just made me believe that truly, it must truly be God.
Yeah.
Because for him to have saved me, there has to be a God.
So let me give a background story to how I met Dayo. So myself and Dayo used to work at the same organization, right?
Sure.
And so when we heard the news of what had happened, because Christmas period, everybody wants to be with their family and loved ones. So when we heard that on Christmas Day, himself and his family were meant to travel to Kaduna, were involved in an accident, and he was the only one who survived. Everyone was in tears. Everyone was heartbroken. So getting to meet you this year, and then the other day we were talking about how your mindset has changed, because I don't know, I think we were complaining. I don't know, we were not really complaining. We were just talking about Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
And how it's of no use to complain about what is going on in the country. And he just talked about how, he had a mindset shift to Thanksgiving. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so after I still believing that truly God exists, and I now realized that truly I need to thank him for keeping me, and it opened me up. This experience, but it made me start seeing life differently. A lot of things I was not grateful for before. My perspective changed. Waking up in the morning is a really big deal for me right now. When I wake up, I really thank God. Thank you for making me alive. Because I know how it was before. When I was in the hospital, you wake up, you have to call nurse, or you go and ease yourself in the toilet. But now I can wake up and I can still do those things on my own. So life, I see life differently now. I won't lie, and I'm thankful. I try not to allow little things to spoil my mood. And even if they are trying to spoil my mood, I'm just like, no, this thing is not worth my time. I'm thankful. So every time I go to church now, I'm truly thankful to God for life.
Yeah.
And I try to experience new things too now.
Yeah.
Anything that might be a little bit scary, I won't say, let me try this thing and let me see how it is. Because this life is a gift.
Yeah.
It's not my effort that made me stay here.
Yeah.
It was God's hand. And that's how I'm living my life. And so far so good. I won't lie. I think I've had the best part of my life after this accident.
To imagine that,
Seriously.
to imagine that Nigerian hospitals kept on rejecting you the first, the second. I think it's really heartbreaking. I think it's really hard. I feel like there are lots of deaths that can be avoided in this country.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
I just feel like, because if God had not preserved you, like God literally handpicked you to say, you, no matter the amount of blood you vomit, you will still be alive.
Exactly.
I mean, you think about it.
That's, I also had a friend who passed on because of the same hospital issue.
Yeah, I think I know the person you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's so
Same
heartbreaking.
hospital issue.
Yeah.
And for the same thing to happen to me, I was even shocked when it happened, because this was my personal hospital. My personal hospital that I was registered with in Kaduna.
Was the one that rejected
They
you?
rejected me. So I won't lie, I almost blacklisted them, because when I needed them the most,
yeah,
they left me hanging. So I know we are increasing, we're getting better in Nigeria, but we need to do more in our hospitals, seriously. Because saving life, I think that's the main reason for having a hospital.
That should be the main reason.
That should be the main reason. So if you can't save a life, then
they tell you a doctor is not around.
No. I was disappointed in them when I heard that story. Seriously, I was very, very disappointed. Well, Thank God I'm alive.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm here.
So
I'm
what
grateful.
would you say to anyone out there who is watching this story, who is listening to this session, and the person is going through whatever it is they might be going through? They might not have lost a loved one, this close. One moment you're sitting beside your loved one in the car, the next moment the person is gone. It might be something else. What would you say to that person who's listening to this story and is trying to find their way back to God, or is even on the verge of thinking about suicidal thoughts? What would be your, will I say, one word or advice to that person right now?
My true advice would be, God exists. And you should try. What actually helped me was I decided to know God as a person. I decided to know Him as the way I'm sitting with you. That was how I decided to know God. You saved me. Let's talk. I do this, you do this. There's a reason you saved me. So it made me realize that truly there is a God. Truly He cares about people.
Yeah.
He really does. And if you believe He's there, He would show Himself. And I still say it's time without number every time. Truly there is a God. It's not a lie. Truly there is a God. And if you can focus your mind on Him, focus on God. I know, yes, a lot of world problems are very, they are plenty and they are crazy. But if you focus on God, He always makes a way out. He always makes a way out. I have so many testimonies that even when I was, before the accident, those things would have not happened to me. But after my accident, because of how my life changed, because of how I stay seeing God, my mindset changed. That's when I realized truly there is a God. God is alive. No be lie. No be lie. Seriously. That's my take to them. There's a God. Focus on Him. He'll make a way. He always makes a way. Always makes a way.
Yeah.
Always. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. So I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from Dayo's story, right? It's a very mind-shifting kind of story, right? I mean, you never come out of those things alive and be the same kind of person that you used to be. It's close to impossible. There are certain things that makes a man, and this kind of story is one of those times. So you don't have to wait to be in this kind of experience. You don't have to wait to be involved in an accident before you wake up to the true calling of the fact that God exists, that God cares about you, that God loves you, right? So God is calling you. So anyone out there who is watching this, you might have given up on God. You feel like, I'm not sure there's a God out there for me. God doesn't care about me. I haven't been to church in years. No, God still cares about you. God exists. God loves you. God is waiting for you. So if you would love to come back to Him, if you would love to give your life to Jesus, why not? He's waiting. He's at the door. So please open your heart to Jesus. And if you enjoyed the story, you want to leave a comment, please go ahead, like, share, leave a comment, and God bless you. Till I come your way next time, my name is Cassandra Taimo, and this is
Thank you.